Welcome back to Zodiac Trophies, and in today's video we are once again visiting 7 Days to Die and looking at 5 good perks to perk into early game. Not saying they're the best or anything like that before I get murdered in the comment section, but 5 perks that I used and made good use of and that really helped me survive in the early stages of the game. So yeah, if this video is any good to you, give it a like, give it a subscribe and all that bollocks, but guys, sit back and enjoy some 7 Days to Die content. So starting off with the intellect tree, and we're looking at daring adventure. Now before we go into the perk rewards that you can see here, just a side note, double dipping. So when you accept these missions from traders, before you accept the mission, activate it with the exclamation mark, just go in and do a bit of looting and then go back out and activate the quest and you have double loot. So that's like a little side hustle for the start of the game to get you some double loot. But yeah, basically the daring adventure is a great perk to have. As you can see here, when you cash in the rewards, you get to choose 2 instead of 1, and you also get the added bonus of getting 20% discount at the trader for your items as well. So all round a decent perk at the start of the game, and one I'd look into leveling up quite quickly. Next up we have the agility tree and parkour. Now this is my favourite perk to go into. Explain why for several things, but it costs 40% less stamina to do jumps. You can fall 5 meters without taking damage, and you can also jump 2 meters higher from standard. So as we can see here, like on these missions, you can just nerve block your way up to the end of the loot. So here's a fetch mission. We've just used our parkour skill to just basically scale the building and get them supplies, and it just makes everything a lot more simple. But this perk really shines and is the most useful from when you get absolutely jumped by a horde of zombies. As you can see here, we can just run away from them, and guess what? Zombies can't rip apart what they can't get their hands on, and it's all about creating distance. Here we can see we got absolutely jumped and swarmed by a reasonable sized horde with no real notice during this mission, and we're able to just create distance, run away and pick them off one by one. It's a really useful tactic, especially early on in the game where you don't particularly have a lot of health. It also can create some pretty cool situations as well, and also if you get wounded and you don't have time to stand there and put a bandage on while the zombies are just punching you in the head, then just create distance, get up to high places. Gives you plenty of time to apply bandages. But this perk really shined for me, and it was actually the most useful that I used in the entire game. Once again, we're returning to the agility tree and we're looking at deep cuts. So basically this is a weapon that you're going to have that's going to require no ammo, is easy to obtain, creates bleed damage, creates chance for decapitation in one hit, but it's all round just a general really useful weapon. Obviously you can see here it can be used to skin animals and gain resources, but most importantly it's just a really good weapon. So like we can see here, there's a higher chance that you're going to one hit kill with a decapitation. So here we go, there's another decapitation with the power attack. Also when it's fully maxed, these power attacks cost up to 50% less stamina as well. But the weapon's really good in close quarters. Here you can see like we got pretty decent enemies here running at us with absolutely no luck, because it's got some fairly decent reach on it as well. You can see here I've modded this blade as well. This is the machete, I believe, a level 5 or 6. It's quite easy to put like the fire mods in, which also create light, but most importantly it's great at distance as well. You can get really good reach out of it, and it will take down enemies in quite a few hits. She's taking bleed damage and fire damage, for example, so definitely a decent weapon, especially if you're low on resources and you don't want to have to keep crafting ammo. You can see here as well, it's just going to take down several people, so it's not even like only good for one-on-one situations. It's also good for the awkward enemies like the birds. As you're just going to 1 or 2 hit them, they're going to go straight down. So definitely one I would recommend. Next up we're going to the strength tree and we're looking at minor 69er, which basically lets you get 150% extra block damage, making resource hunting a lot easier. And if you're like me and you like to build bases like this down to bedrock and then build all the way back up, then having minor 69er in your arsenal is definitely a winner. And as you can see here, what I did was I built a little mine shaft not too near my base because I don't want to mess up the foundations and cause a base collapse. But yeah, you can just mine away, do your own business, and a great perk to have. Definitely one if you're looking to build and get resources easily. Then lastly, we are returning to the intellect tree, advanced engineer, one that I initially ignored quite early on because I didn't really understand how electricity worked in the game. But once I mastered that electricity, advanced engineering, which gave me XP, as you can see here, from trap kills, was an absolute must-have for leveling up and made Horde Nights so simple. As you can see here, this Horde Night on day 63, no problem at all. All the traps were doing so much damage. So just a little one there, but definitely one that if it fits your playstyle, go ahead, because it's going to help you level up and rank up very fast. So that's it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then drop us a like and a subscribe, and stay tuned for the channel for more horror survival content coming up. Have a great day, guys.